Some examples of control loops that you may have encountered. We talked about cruise control. So for cruise control, we have our controlled variable is speed. Manipulated variable is throttle position. So these are from the point of view of the controller. Disturbances are things like wind and the grade, whether you're going up or downhill. Instruments are the speedometer and your throttle actuator. For home heating, you're controlling the temperature in your house. In a cold part of the world like Canada, you're manipulating the furnace firing, usually on-off. Sometimes you have multiple stages, but not always. Disturbances are things like the outside temperature, how windy it is, whether there are windows open. If it's raining, that will also have an effect. The instruments are the thermostat and the gas valve in the furnace. If you're having a shower, you're controlling the water temperature. And again, in Canada, where the cold water is really cold, you control that primarily with the cold tap position. It's affected by water temperature, like if someone else is using water in the house, and the temperature of the water. Your instruments are your nerves, which are telling you how warm or cold the water is, and your hands, which you're using to manipulate the valves. Being an engineer, it's only appropriate to use an example of beer. So when you're pouring beer, while you're pouring it, you want to control the amount of foam or head on top of your beer. You manipulate how fast you're pouring and the angle that you hold the glass at. It's affected by the temperature of the beer, temperature of the glass, how clean the glass is. You use your eyes to measure the amount of foam and your hands to control the manipulated variables. Going to school, you have a grade point average that you're trying to control. You manipulate that by the amount of studying. So there are disturbances such as beer, being ill, the difficulty of the courses that you're taking, and the instruments are things like assignments, exams, and the amount of work you actually put into studying. So that's it for this introductory section of the introduction to process control. We'll now move on to a few concrete examples of control loops in the real world in the next lecture. Thank you.